Winning. I have the best news to share with you. Who's that? Just got sent something. It looks like. It's Avi Yemi. So I'll check that out after. Abby. Some people will know him, some people won't. I just thought I'd come on for a quick little chat. Hi, about who's just knocked at my door. And I don't normally sort of talk to, I don't mean these people, I just don't normally, hang on a minute, sort of get in the conversation about it. But then again, today I thought, you know what? She was a lovely lady, and she was called Sue. But with the times of today, I did get this at the door. And it was a lovely lady who was a Jehovah's Witness. So I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna chat to her at the door and see what she says. So yeah. So it was quite interesting because she knew somebody I went to school with. She's a lot older than me, who was the only one I remember being a Jehovah's Witness when I was younger. But we had a bit of discussion. We were talking about the state of the world today, and exactly what I think is exactly what she thinks. And it just shows you don't have to be into a certain something to know the state of the world. We all know. Yeah, that's what I normally say, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to listen to her, and maybe sort of put my spin on things as well, which is what I did. So she's coming back next week. I don't mind. She showed me a 3-minute video, but it's like nothing I don't know, obviously. And then I thought, okay, because I was at the door, she can come back next week, because the one thing that made her go, oh, I'm really glad you said that was, do you know what I said to her? I said, well, it's like this Darwin's theory. It's just a theory. We didn't come from apes. And she went, I'm glad you said, well, yes. And then she was talking about kids today being distracted by this and everything else, you know, the old phone, you know, all the stuff we know about. Yeah, it's just a theory. So she loved the fact that I said that. She was asking about the kingdom, and I said, I think, you know, it's, some people say it's already here, it's here, it's been hidden, you know, whatever. I said, did you hear about what the Pope said at the Vatican when he did the Lord's Prayer? And he didn't say heaven, he said hell. And she went, no. I'll show you that video next time. I am going to smack her with the old Q video, because she weren't really into Trump, but she doesn't watch the news and stuff. But somebody who goes to her place does like Trump. And I went, well, oh, by the way, it's like my dad just said, go back and read all the Q posts now, and you'll understand what's going on now. Go back to the old Q posts when it started, read through them, and you'll know exactly what's going on. Because like my dad said, the whole thing going on with Joe Biden and the Bidens is much bigger than people realise. So just saying, yeah, I'm going to Q smack her. I'm going to Q smack her with a bit of Q. Because I said to her, well, you know, I've got one of these. I don't really look at it that much. But I said Trump was taught the Bible off his mother. Big difference there. And she said, do you know that the scriptures? I said, oh, yeah. I said, I know that some of the scriptures are the truth, and it's how you look at it, and it has been twisted. I said also, a lot of the Q posts have got biblical meanings in it. And the flood that's coming in this day and age is not the flood of the floods before, it's a flood of information, the truth. What's beyond the veil, the truth that's coming. So that's how I see it. But yeah, and I said, the same things we were talking about kids and the generations and how we need to do something now and how community needs to come back and she even said at the end of this discussion we had, she said it's all about love. I said exactly. I said I'm on YouTube, I talk about stuff, I'm not religious. Yes, I believe in the creator, the source. I don't always call it God though. I don't know what it is or what it looks like. I don't think it's a man sat on a cloud myself. Don't be offended if that's what people think. It's just, and she even said every religion's got the same thing. I said, yeah, because there is only one God, creator, but it's all in religions because it's all the same thing. So it was a nice discussion and no one was pushing anything on each other. So she was a nice lady. Yeah, she was a nice lady, but it's not going to convert me to go to that side. Yes, I will talk to her, even if I wanted to maybe go and meet some other people just to put my perception on stuff. That'd be all good, but it's not like I'm going to go there and get baptised and all that, It's just, to me, I don't believe, in a sense, I need to. I don't want to be in something, I'm not saying that's bad for anyone who is, I'm just saying, hi, I can't see Emmett. Where's Emmett? I can't see him. That I just want to be free flowing with whatever I think. Like I said, hi Tapper. I just flow about to different things. I don't want to be set into something. I don't want it to be set in stone. So, but what I can say is hi Emmett. She was a lovely lady. Yes, she was a Jehovah's Witness. I never looked into it, so I don't know what the difference is. I know they don't share the blood, or I don't know. But she was a lovely lady, and we were on the same wavelength of love needs to come in. Yes, I believe in the scriptures, as in, the word of God, which to me is be good to others. Don't do to others that you wouldn't have done to yourself. If a lot of people more lived by that, you wouldn't have people going around doing things that they do. And I did say to her at the end, there are two paths, good and evil, yin and yang. I hate saying the words because people go, it's not evil, it's not good, it's not bad. Well, I'm just using it as a description because we do use labels. The easy path is to take, let's say, the bad path, what we perceive as the bad path. And the actual, the good path, let's say, is harder. And she was like, yes it is. I said, because you get more things chucked at you, but you can come back from that side and bring yourself back in and travel up the righteous path, let's say. I don't even like that word, but you know what I'm trying to say. Yin and yang down here, good and bad, dark and light. But she said, do you believe there's a necessary evil? I said, well, yeah, of what I've been finding out, you need to see the dark side to come into the light. Some people might see the dark side and want to stay in the dark, but I've seen what I've seen and what I've heard, with the whole Q thing and what's been going on the not so nice things that have been going on and gone on in the past. And it's heartbreaking, but that has led me to I don't want that for people. I don't want that for the world. I don't want that for humanity. I don't want that for anybody. I'd rather see people coming in with more love and more hope and a faith of whatever that faith is, as long as it's good to others. I don't believe Fire Angel is back on the road and back on. Yeah, I saw something the other day, so I will check. I saw that she was back on the road. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Chris, Matt. Everyone goes, there's no such thing as good and bad. People are both good and bad, some more bad. Well, look at the yin and yang. The white, the good's got a little bit of black in it. The black, the bad's got a little bit of white in it. I'm not saying that, and I don't believe that. I believe when we were here, we were all born loving beings. It's what's projected on us. It's those little whispers, especially for mainstream media and social media, telling us what we are and what we aren't and what we should do. We're all born in love, but we're programmed to believe certain things. So, and with that programming, some people can go to this is why I say I hate labels, the bad side. We have to say good and bad because there's no other way of saying it. some people are bad, but they're not that bad, if you know what I mean. Some people do things to look like it's a bit bad, but to bring it back round to good. Some people could say that about Trump. Well, he was in Italy, he was up there. Well, he had to be in them areas. And I've just said to the woman at the door as well, people come on here and shout out, money is the root of all evil. Yeah, well, I talk about balance all the time. It is balance. No, money isn't the root of all evil. Love of money is not good. And if you have that much money, can you give it back? Can you use it for something else? All these footballers, I'm sorry, all these footballers, singers, actors that get millions. It's like, really? You're the people that shout out about climate change and this, that and the other and starving kids. Don't really see you putting your money in your pocket a lot, do we? No. Just saying, that's not everybody, by the way. It is not money. I don't believe we need money for that much stuff. I don't believe the system, when we go into a new system, a new way, I should say. I don't like system because that's old. It's the love. It's, yeah, well, they're living behind a lie. Hi, First Munch. It's like, no, it's you can be comfortable, but do you need that much money? And could you give back and, I don't know, help your community or do whatever? That's what it's about. Yeah, just come on because I had a lovely lady who is is, uh, what did I say she was? Oh, what's the word? Oh, it's just gone out of my head. Jehovah's Witness. And a lot of things we were talking about were like linking. But when she comes round next week, I think I'm going to show her Cue the Plan Save the World. And she just said, do you think there's hope? I said, yeah. She went, do you think there's the kingdom's coming in? I said, well, if you mean a new way and all that, yeah. I said, because I speak to people and there's lots of good people out there wanting to do things and to bring energies in and this, that and the other to help the generations for our children because they are deceived by the news, lamestream, social media, phones, everything. She said it's like people in the street on the phones, on the buses, on the phones, not taking any notice of the children because they're too busy looking at how many likes you've got on Facebook, this, that and the other. I said, yes, this is what I talk about. So we're talking about the exact same things, but she said that maybe if you looked in the Bible a bit more, you'd find the truth. So I said, I know my truth. I said, and I know about certain things. I even talked about flat earth to her and she was like, oh, but you know when you're in an aeroplane? I went, yeah. I said, no. I said, that's the wind, no. So I just sort of said, see, I don't need to go through to work through this. I've seen the bits that I like, you know, and the bits that, but I did say about astrology and I said about density. I went, well, my thing on that is, mine, not anybody else's, and I don't care what anyone else says. Water's above, water's below, water's in between, but different to what we expect. Buoyancy, density. So if it's lighter, it floats. If it's heavier, it sinks. That's sort of how I see it. I don't really care what anyone else thinks. That's how I see it. Yeah, she comes from her own perspective, but it wasn't a bad perspective. Some people might look and go, I used to be like, not, once I've spoke to her, I won't be speaking to anyone else at the door on her belief because I've done it. Like I said, I normally would say, no, thank you, blah, blah, blah. I've got my own belief thing. But I just thought, today I thought, no, I'll speak to her. I'll just see, what's going on. And it's really the exact same thing. Oh my God, watch Orbs Realm last night, loads of Orbs. Oh, I'll have to have a watch. And I said about orbs coming in on my channel, and she was like, what are orbs? And I went, like, spirit. I said, you could call them angels, call them what you want. She went, oh, really? I went, oh, yeah. I said, I know this thing's going on. But it's like, I don't need to know all of this to know what's going on. Yes, we all need to go back to love, and that's what we both agreed on at the end, that it is about love. And if people were more loving to one another and thyself, and did everything out of love for one another and thyself, no one would be doing what they do today. And I said to her, 666, she went, oh, the mark of the, and she went, I don't think she heard me, because she said, oh yeah, 666, that's in the scripture, that's the mark of the beast. I went, yeah, the mark of man. Man-made wars, man-made all this stuff. I said, everything needs to come into balance. I said, the woman's been surprised. She was like, oh, I said, like Lilith and all that's in the Bible. She said about Adam and Eve. And I said, well, I see it a little bit different, but I said, it all needs to come into balance, and everything's about balance, because we've been out of balance. And she was like, Yeah, yeah. And then she said something about technology. I said, well, I believe we had technology way back, but we fell because we got too greedy with certain things and things got in. So she was really like, oh, it's been great chatting. I'd love to come and chat to you back again. So I've invited her back for a brew. I'm not bothered. I'm not going to get converted because I just want to be free with my own thing. It's the same thing anyway. You know, I do have a faith. I have a faith in myself. I have a faith in good things are coming in. I have a faith in the people, the good people who want good for everybody, for our next generations to come. So to me, it's that knowing yourself, isn't it? It's like I can go within and see these things myself. But I did buy this ages ago just for the fact of that little bits that I was looking at. I was like, yeah. And I said to her, it's a whole people's perceptions on things, and it's how people, oh, and a star just, oh, how people read things. And this has just fell out of this page. Is it a magnet? A star? A magnet? I think it's a magnet. Yeah, it is. It's a star, but it's a magnet. Because she said something about gravity, and I went, well, I see it more as magnetism. I'm not saying you're wrong. We just use different words, but I see it more as a magnetism. So she was like, oh, I said, yeah, like Darwin's theory, but she agreed on that. I said, Darwin it's just a theory. Where's this just fell out of? And I did say to her, I see it more on an astrology thing and energies. And she was like, so I've just invited her to come round for, to see what we can both say. It doesn't mean I'm going to be running down to that church or whatever it is, but she was a lovely lady. And the one thing that we can unite on, because this is a whole thing, I said, we are like a tree of life. I said to her, I said, we come off many branches, that could be religions, beliefs, whatever it is. I said, we all come back together in the centre. As I've said before a million times, this is what I always say. We're all coming back to love and we're all coming back to heart. It doesn't matter what your belief is right now, what your religious belief is right now. As long as it's good and it's not harming anyone or suppressing anything or hurting anyone, it's all the same thing. Yeah, sun and moon, earth, battery, that's how I see it as. And moon's like magnetism and yeah, that's what I see it as. And we can all come together under the one umbrella of, some people probably aren't going to like that, love. Love is the way forward. Yeah, that sounds dead hippy dippy. That's why they tried to mess with the hippies in the 60s. And when they were doing all the love and light, then they had to bring all the synthetic drugs in to mess everybody up. That's how I see it. So it is still the same message. John Lennon, all you need is love. It's still the same message. Same message, the same message. Yeah, exactly. You are source. Everything you feel comes from within you. Of course it does. And that's what I said to her. I said, I call it source. You call it God. Blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing. We all come from it. And because we all come from it, that's why I said when we came here and we all come from it, we all are love. We are love, but we got, what's the right word, infiltrated, whatever it's called, by the deceptions, by what you could call the beast system. This system that we're in the Matrix, whatever you want to call it, many different words for it, it's all the same thing. People get locked in one system and think that they know everything about that system and they stay in that system. It's like an onion. There's many different layers and different things that you unravel every time you peel a layer back. There's something else and there's something else, there's something else. I said about the apocalypse, I said, well, they're pumping all this stuff out about the apocalypse, or that is the lifting of the veil. People are going to see the truth. And she went, oh, some people are going to get hurt. I said, yeah, with the truth, some people get hurt. Some people won't want to go on. And then she said, it's a little bit different to Armageddon, or was it Armageddon or something else? She said, I went, yeah, but I see that as like people talking prophecies and things, which you can do when you go in with yourself, when you see things, but nothing's set in stone. We are like water. You can flow, it can, you know what I mean? You can change direction. And I said to her at the end, if we the people stand up, I said, people going about, entities, aliens and all that, I'm all into that, but it's us who are going to do it ourselves. We've got to do it, we the people. So she was like, yeah. She went, it's been really interesting talking to you. You're very positive. I said, well, you've got to be positive. You've got to be the beacon of light sort of thing. And she was like, yeah. I said, because there's so much stuff out there that's so negative. and the news want you to believe that a lot of things negative. And as we know, there is a lot of horrible things that have gone on, but they want you in fear, constantly in fear, because when you're in fear, you're easier to control. Fact. So I just said, I've seen all that. I've researched what's been going on. It is, some of it's awful, as some of us know, but through that, we have to find the solutions today, in the now, so we can have a better future. And a lot of that is to do with love and positivity and bringing things in. That side want us to have civil war. That's why they're pumping videos out and things on the mainstream media about our army and the EU, and showing you a lot about like Hong Kong kicking off. Yeah, Hong Kong's kicking off, everywhere's kicking off, but they pump more of that out and a bit more of their side, what's showing. Probably got Antifa there as well, their equivalent of Antifa, because they want you to show you to kick off, because they want civil war. The whole thing about Q was to not be a mass civil war. There'll be bits of it because people are angry, but that's doing a job for them. It's about getting together and realising we the people have got to come to new solutions for a new way in a new world. Just saying. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting chat with her next week or whenever it is. And that's why I invited her, because I was stood at the doorstep shivering. I'm full of a cold still anyway. I mean, it's going, but... And I thought, next time, she can come in for a brew. The Sue. She's called Sue. So she can come in. And we'll have a bit of a, it's not a heated discussion because we weren't being like that. We're both under the same thing that we want to come in. It's just we're both off a different branch. But we're from the same tree. And the centre is love. So that is what I will say to her again. And no, it's not going to... I'm not one of them that could go to... I'm not being horrible to anyone who's religious. I just couldn't go to a church. I can't really see myself doing that. I could go to talk to people, but my church is me, and my church is nature, and my church is my own home when I go within. So... things could change in the future, who knows? I think, they're trying to bring things in where we will have some sort of people coming more to spirituality, but it depends what people think about that. And I think, like I said about the rucksack thing, I think there's going to be a lot of beliefs and faiths of old, because there's lots, that are just going to fade away as well. Maybe something new will be put together where it just works for everybody, or everyone realises, source is the one same thing. It's just we have a lot of labels for the same thing. But sometimes we have to realise what we're praying to, or what we're... what's the other word? Putting our intentions to sometimes, because sometimes maybe it could be an energy that is not truly what we thought it was. Just chucking that out there. But what I'm trying to say is, though she was from a different aspect of source that I haven't really looked into, it's still the same. So I did tell her about the Pope, and I did tell her about the Vatican. So, yeah, she might try and put a few truths on me, but I might also, show her a few things, which is just that thing of people speaking, because she actually said, how do you think it changes? I said, with what we're doing right now, it's about talking out. We don't have to be on the exact same page, because it's part of the same book, part of the same tree, off different branches, same tree, same trunk, same chord, centre, heart. Over the last month, I've had... but we want the same thing, to bring this new way in. And she said she believes it's coming. I said, so do I. Oh, I know she'll try. Don't even get me wrong, that she wants to bring me in. And that's good, because in a sense, if it's coming from the proper heart, that's good. And some people may feel that they need high 007, they need to go to something like that to help them, because that's okay. See, I don't feel I do, but there is some people who feel a bit lost, that could do them some good forever, for a time, for a year or so, and they may drop it. It is up to them. But if it makes you feel good, and you're coming from love, and you're not harming others, then so be it. But I'm not going to change the way I am with the things I've always, that have come and gone and still come back now to what I was thinking years ago. I can't be something I'm not, you know. I'll just be me. But I just wanted to have a discussion because at least I can say, yes, I've had a discussion with somebody from that perspective. But we're both coming from the same thing. We're not shouting and arguing and screaming at each other. That's some seem to do in Speaker's Corner. We're just saying, well, at the end of the day, when she goes, it'll just be, well, at least you can see someone in my perception of things, but we're both wanting the same thing. So if anything, that's good. To me, it was a positive energy, connecting and exchanging, but it's still the same thing. So it's not really bad, is it? And I just felt like I wanted to talk to her, which I normally wouldn't. So that's still breaking something down, isn't it? Most people are being controlled by their minds and they aren't in control of their minds. The controllers know this and used to program you. Well, that's what I've just said, Chris. At the beginning, I've just said that's why they keep us in fear, because when you're in fear, you're easy to control. You know? It's changed the world. So some people might see it as, oh, she'll try and change it. She won't. I've got my own mind, She can show me videos. She can give me this. She knows I've got this, but I only got this because I was looking at a few things at how the world was formed. And that's all good, but I will just say at the end, at least we're on this, and that shows you again that you can all be different, because many of us are individuals, but we're all coming together under the same umbrella as love. You don't, because to me, if I wanted to be a part of that, I'd go seeking it myself. But I know that they do that, and that's all good because they're wanting to bring good stuff in as well. So it's just what maybe you need at the time, whatever you need to dip into at the time, dip into it. You may walk away from it, you may go to something else or not. I don't know, So yeah, it was all good. It's all good. What I'm trying to say, it was all good. It was a good conversation. She was a really, really lovely lady. She knew someone I went to school with as well, so that was good. So it's cold today. Oof, it's cold. I've just been trying to get through Uhtred. See, Uhtred, I got a bit teary this morning because before she knocked on, I'm trying to get through the series of The Last Kingdom. I'm nearly at the end. Uhtred, the Dane, Viking, and the Saxons, it was good because it showed you there again, Christianity and the pagans. And I'm like, I'd say I'm a bit more pagan. And sorry to say if you're watching it, but when the king dies, because obviously he does anyway, something happens with somebody else that I'm not going to say, and they're upset. But it's the pagan and the Christian. But they come together, two men. One's in jail and one's to be on the thing, because I don't really want to say if you're watching it. And they're sort of upset about somebody passing. And they sort of give each other a manly cuddle as if to say, be strong, but we're going to do this. But to me, it upset me in a good way, because I thought, there's two strong, burly men coming together through the differences of you're a pagan and I'm a Christian, but the connection of them, they're just people. It doesn't matter that one was Dane and one was Saxon or whatever it is. One was heathen and one was... The stories in it is that, they're both different from different sides, but they're only human. The people that feel, and they feel strongly about the country or whatever it is, and they came together under that unitedness of they could see a good thing coming in. It didn't mean that the good thing coming in that the person was bringing it in was exactly brilliant and all good. I was going to say holy, but the sort of intentions behind it were good. So it was those two sides coming together. And when I saw that bit, I thought, exactly, two sides coming together, realising we are just people, and we can like other sides of people's, I don't even know what the word is, beliefs or whatever. It was just brilliant. Yeah, I was watching something on that Emmett last night about how I'm supposed to be captured in here, and they are going. And then I saw someone on TV last night as I just put the TV on to put YouTube on, and the news came up going on about Trump again and the impeachment. And the guy who was reading something, he looked like a piggy reptilian. But I'd just like to say to all the QAnons out there, go back and read the QAnon post right from the beginning and you'll see what's going on now. And to the silly person that made a comment about, it's a psyop, it's like, yeah, just shows you evidence, but hey ho. Yeah, what if I am? What if I am? Some could have changed to be good, do you know what I mean? Yeah, you have had a holographic breakdown and so did I. Mine was a bit, yours was definitely. Mine was, if anyone remembers, you just saw my eyes and my hair went blonde like a, I don't know, angel or like a, it was quite weird, funny. But you know what I'm trying to say? We need to unite. There's a lot of people out there, again, on different branches, different beliefs and different things going on, different communities, truth in communities, but we all come in together and we all come into heart. Heart. And I do believe also, you know, when we come down to the bottom of all the lies and then you come down to the one of what shape we live on, there's something past that as well, which is what I'm slightly more interested in. The fact that they're hiding something. What is it that they're hiding? I think I know what they're hiding. Because I've talked about it before. So sorry, I've just got Roxanne texting me. I can't see anything. What's going on? Oh, what's going on with this stupid thing every time? Roxanne looking like a boss. Cool. That's so funny. Oh, God. I'll switch that down a minute. I'm just looking at something, I'm laughing. Hi, Lulu Bear. So like I said about entities and all that. This woman might talk about that next week. But like I said, to me, it doesn't matter. You can come off any branch you want. We even spoke about the lamestream media and how they try and, you know, their propaganda, and even if it's like feminazi. She even said to me, what do you think of this Greta girl? And I went, don't even get me started. I went, they used kids, Hitler used kids, they used kids way back then with near enough the same speech. They did it then. They shouldn't be using them in political gain. I said, and also the parents were actors, I believe, and something to do with in cahoots with Soros family or something like that. And she goes on about kids and how her childhood's been stolen. But yeah, she's not one of them kids in another country that's like carrying water miles and miles, is she? No. And why have they took you out of school as well? So, and she even said, yeah, it's like, you know, when you look at it, I said, yeah, using children. So I was like, don't even get me started. So like I said, a lot of things we were saying were matching up anyway, but I don't have to be part of that to know. But it was a good chat. Yeah, exactly, First Munch, exactly. So, but like I said, when she said that thing about what do you think about evil, I just said, well, whatever they say it is, sometimes we have to see the dark side to know to step into the light, and we don't want to be part of that. So when we don't want to be part of it, and most people hopefully move to the light, there ain't going to be any bad because it ain't going to survive. And then she did say the whole thing about the kingdom coming in. I said, oh yeah, I believe it's here already. I said it's sort of, you know, manifested it's happened up there. That's how I see it. It was always here. And it has to come to the physical, that's what it's doing. So it was all good. Yeah. So like I said, that's why I don't poo-hoo the Bible, because I know it's got a lot in it, but like some of us say, I look at it more like an astrology booklet, and yes, she said it like a guidance. I said, yeah, a guidance to live that when we first came here, put here, whatever we were, to realise how we had to live. We had to live with helping others, loving others, don't do things to others that you wouldn't do to yourself, and then, you know, be kind, be loving, be grateful, you know, all that good stuff before the other stuff came in. But that's just me. But like I said, the message was two people of a different branch, but uniting under the same fingers. We want a new way to come in for our next generations. Not saying that the younger generation are asleep, but there are a lot asleep, and the two into celebrities, as I said before, this, that, and the other, and following them fashions and following this and following that. All the celebrities, the stars, the wrong stars. So yeah. Yeah, living compassion, exactly. Love and empathy, consideration and cooperation. Yeah. So that's just how I see it. So I just wanted to say, yeah, I actually spoke to them this time because I thought, well, let's hear it. Talking about the same thing, we want the same thing in. So like I said, it's not a bad thing. I will speak to her next week when she knocks on. She will be invited in for a brew. But I won't be getting converted because it's not me. I like to be me, myself and I in my own little place. Yeah, she was really lovely, Double O. She was really, really lovely, really, really lovely. And that's why I stood and spoke to her and she was telling me about her past and stuff, and really, really lovely. So I don't mind if she comes back, and if she comes back with somebody else. I don't mind even if I got invited to the church, just to speak to people about what I see. It's the same thing they see, but just maybe under a different thing, you know? So, going on, looking a bit witchy, probably get a bit tricked, but, you know, she was lovely, lovely. And that's all I can say, because you never know. She might end up watching this, but she was lovely. And I just think, you know, many people off different branches, as long as they're bringing love in and positivity, I haven't got a problem with people who are doing that. If it's something out of what's perceived as evil, bad, negative, I'm not interested, you know. And if they were trying to push something on me in a way that I felt a bit like, I wouldn't be interested, but it wasn't. Yeah, he thought he was sent to convert me, but he was sent to be told the truth. Is there not something saying about he came with hazel eyes, something or other? I saw something and I was laughing. Um, so I hope you're all having a good morning. It's sunny today and not raining, so that's good. Oh, it's cold. I had no socks on or shoes on or anything, stood at the door like, shivering while she was talking to me. I was like, she's like, you cold? I went, it's all right, I'll stand here. I'll talk to you. I told her about queuing on. I said, I'm on this thing called Q. I'd just say it, you know. It was funny. And she's like, oh, really? Went, oh, yeah. Said they that showed me all the evils. So, oh, God. Yeah, I do think something's going to happen with Prince Andrew. Not just Prince Andrew, I think something's going to have a bit of a change up in the monarchy myself. But like I said, in the eye of the storm, this is still going, watching. I laugh at the news every time it comes on, but watching. So, I still got enough of this, so I'm going to go now and try and get... I've just been working on some more bracelets, but try and just finish this little piece of Uhtred off. Uhtred, seeing it showed you that they had the Christian side and he had his side, but they both believed in their faith of, because they believed in it so much, that was what was bringing them their strength to do what they were doing, because it's a belief. If you believe in it so much, you know, it's coming from source anyway, but I can't explain it. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go because I just wanted to share that little experience of the lovely lady knocking on my door. It was all good. So, yeah. Oh, it's gold. Yeah, thank you, Effie. Love and light to everybody else as well. I did say to her though, because she said, "Oh, I think I said this before. How do you think it's going to change?" She said, "Through communication, through people talking, and that is why that system, the globalists, don't want us talking, and they've tried to call everything hate speech and this speech and free, the free speech, going against free speech. It's hate speech. Well, hate speech is free speech. It's just that people get offended by absolutely everything this today. They need to pull the big knickers up and get over it. So that's what I said to her. Communication is key. Yeah, communication is key. It is key. And that's why I said anyone who's on here saying that unity, because you're putting that label out there again, a union, of communication isn't a good thing of people linking up and talking. You're wrong, because that's how we're getting the information out. And like-minded people will connect with like-minded people. And that's how we'll win what's going on. We've had to connect, because if we weren't connecting and we weren't researching, we wouldn't know what was going on. We'd have more of the wool pulled over our eyes, which is what happened in the past in history, because we didn't have, well, we probably, I don't think we're going into technology. We came from technology, I think, but the internet and stuff like that. I mean, yes, we had the ether. You can call that the internet of consciousness, but we haven't been listening to it properly, because we got deceived and distracted by certain things. So when this one came out, the internet, connecting everyone around the world, that's how you get everything out at a quite speedy pace. So, so yeah. So I'll let you all go, and I shall see you soon. So bye.